Priest transferring. You've had injuries. You talked about depth before the season began. How much of is that a concern going forward, the depth of the program?
It was a concern prior, and it remains a concern. I mean, staying healthy is going to be important. It was important before. So I like the group we have and excited about what they did the other night, excited about what I think their future holds. But, we'll be smart, and we've already been really smart this year about how we practice and, and the reps that we're getting. And, but I've been a part of small groups that it can be a really cool experience when your numbers are small and you're super tight.
How hard is it as a coach to prepare for this type of tournament where there's a second game guaranteed, but you don't know the opponent?
We always split up our scouts amongst our assistants, and I watch film on everyone. So we prepare for everything that we might see. So we will go down there with scouting reports prepared, whatever happens.
What have you seen from Fordham already?
They are a tough team, very hard-nosed, good size, around their wings and their forwards have good, strong bodies and nice size to them. They're going to defend you hard. They're going to, rebound it well. Not as fast-paced as what we've seen, but a solid team. I mean, they're well coached and they're good year after year.
There's the potential that you could be facing another top 25 team in Miami, depending on how the bracket falls. Does that give your girls some motivation knowing how well they performed the last time they faced that level of competition?
This is a really competitive group, and I've always felt about them that they are going to rise to the occasion. And I think we'll see that. I'll be surprised if we don't see that throughout the year, that they really raise their level of play when they're going against great competition. So I think they always look forward to anyone that they are going to get to compete against, and that'll push them and bring out their best.
This is obviously a business trip first for the basketball, but you're going to be in Miami. Is there anything fun scheduled for the girls?
Yeah, we're about that. It always, kind of baffles me when coaches take their teams to great places and don't let them leave the hotel. So we feel like there's time for both, and obviously we'll be smart about how long we're outside or on the beach or walking around. But yeah, we don't take them to Miami to keep them in a hotel room. So we'll find some time to do some fun things.
All right. Of course, you were happy with the resilience of the team on New Mexico. When you went back and looked at the film and kind of went over it with the girls, though, what did you see that you kind of want to improve on to make sure that kind of lethargic start doesn't kind of happen again?
I thought our execution wasn't great. It's never as bad or good as it feels typically, and it wasn't as bad as it felt to me live. But we've got to get more movement. We've got to have more tempo to our offense because it's night and day difference when we do and we don't. So, we've got to do things like that get us. Maybe it's more different play calls from me that make them move more. But when we get into that mode, we've got to find a way to move the ball quicker, make better decisions quicker, and cut harder. And I think just doing those simple things help us have better possessions.
Before the season began, when you were doing the scrimmages, you said you weren't comfortable with the look of having Terry and Brewer on the court at the same time. Did you feel more comfortable with that this time against New Mexico and how they performed?
Did I say I wasn't comfortable with that?
You said something about conditioning.
Oh, at that time, yeah. I felt like Oregon State kind of exposed that a little bit, that we didn't have enough depth there. We weren't in the kind of shape we needed to be in. I think we're in much better shape already, and I think you'll see us, depending on matchups. I mean, there's going to be times we have them on the floor together and we're two bigs, and then there's time I think that we're going to be four guards, and we've got a small roster and we're going to utilize everyone. They all play huge and important roles for us. Regardless of minutes and shots, it's key that everyone's contributing.
Without speaking directly on the conversation you had with Japrice, how hard is it as a coach when a player comes to you in a small sport like basketball is, to have a player who you've grown with, you've nurtured, to come and need to request a transfer?
I think first and foremost, the thing that is so important to our team and to our program, and I think to any successful team, is putting your team first, understanding, the roles on the team, whether that's someone, if you're getting 3 shots a game or 30 shots a game, everyone plays a role. That can change from game to game. That can change from year to year. So I think the mentality of saying, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help my team win is really important to us as a program. And we work hard to, I think, try to help develop our kids in every way, from on the floor to off the floor. And we spend a lot of time together, and we love them, and we want them to do really well, and we want them to learn life lessons that are going to help them beyond the court. So anytime I think that it doesn't work, or we don't reach a kid, or whatever it may be, it's always very disappointing. And and you hate that. You hate that in every aspect.
Kind of going on what you just said, from a team aspect, how does Japrice leaving kind of affect them? Is it kind of a better situation now, and now it's a more team atmosphere?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go there. I think it's we all have a plan going in, right? We all have a plan for our life. We all have a plan for our season. We all have a plan for our careers, and then life happens and things change and they adjust. And I think it's an important life lesson for everyone. I mean, you have to adjust as things change, and things always change. So I think it's just kids are resilient, and they'll adjust and they'll adapt and they'll move forward, and our program will move forward.
And kind of moving forward, not only from the New Mexico game, but with Japrice leaving, do you think this little vacation, if you want to call it, to Miami is really going to help bring the team together and have some good momentum going into this?
I think this is a tight-knit group. I think they have great team chemistry. I think any time we can be together and not be super worried about school, and obviously we're going to be really focused on our games. If there's going to be a lot of time that we have together, and we're spending Thanksgiving dinner together, and those are always opportunities for your team to grow and bond and connect, and every trip is about that.
We'd watch film on them, kind of go through other plays, their out-of-bounds stuff. So it's a quick preparation, but our team's done it before, so we'll be prepared for either Miami or the other team.
When you guys are getting ready for this, what have you seen from Fordham?
We haven't watched film on them yet. We're about to at 3 o'clock, 30 minutes. So,
what have you taken from? You've got the loss to A&M, and then you come back and get that victory here. Mm-hmm. How do you carry that momentum onto the road?
We had some great grit that we showed, and just to have our fans at home and tell them how much they love us and they support us. We're taking that onto the road, and we're trying to get these wins in Miami.
Coach said yesterday that she was almost more proud of that victory over New Mexico than anything else this season, because you had to fight through all the adversity of playing against that really aggressive team. I mean, what did you guys see, and what do you take away from that New Mexico game?
I mean, I would just take away how tough of a team we are. We didn't play well at all. We had a couple that really carried us the whole game. And for us not to give up, and for us to have mental strength, that what she's been talking about this whole season, just kind of showed that even when we're not playing well, we won't give up.
What does it mean for you to be able to see your teammate, Arella? She was one of the players that carried you through that New Mexico game, be able to go on and be Big 12 player of the week.
I mean, it's awesome. It was a great showing for her first week. And as a freshman, she had ice in her veins against A&M, and she did great against New Mexico, and she's just not scared of anything. It was great.
How important is that momentum from New Mexico and going to Coral Gables for, this little good round of basketball you guys are going to have? How important it is to see that you can face adversity, go and travel, and play decent teams as well?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I think whatever team that we'll face will be prepared, just because Coach has built us to be strong mentally, and I just think we're excited for the games coming up.